Welcome to Faith and Freedom. For the next few minutes, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you as we discuss the legal victories and challenges to your fundamental freedoms and religious liberties. Faith and Freedom comes to you from Liberty Counsel, a civil liberties, education, and legal defense organization. Join us now as we explain the latest legal issues all across this country. In the courtrooms of America, Liberty Counsel is winning the battle for your constitutional freedoms.
Support Israel with Liberty Counsel. Hi, I'm Shawn Akers, I'm Vice President for Middle Eastern Affairs with Liberty Counsel. And joining me today again in studio is Nadav Kidron, the founder and CEO of a medical corporation that has developed an exciting new product out of the state of Israel. Nadav, good to have you with us.
Thank you. Good to be here.
What can you tell us, Nadav, about your company?
Well, our company is actually, it's a long story, not a long story, sorry, it's a very long story, but it's a new story and an old story, because there was a group of scientists that work at Hadassah Medical Center in Jerusalem for many years, trying to find a way to deliver insulin orally. And almost 6.5 years ago, they had a breakthrough that based on that, we started a company that what we have, I don't know if you can see it, is this capsule, which is an oral insulin capsule. And basically, Oramed has a technology that enables us to take injectable and to deliver them orally. And we are an American company. We're actually traded in NASDAQ OTC. And we have the ability to take injectable and to make people's life much easier.
Now, Nadav, you and I spoke yesterday about some of the incredible technological advances that are coming out of the state of Israel. It's so easy to look back retrospectively and see what has come out of Israel and say, oh yeah, I wish I'd thought of that. That was a great idea. But it's really a pleasure to be sitting here with you now, because I feel like we've kind of walked into the middle of that rather than just after the fact. You're in the process. Your company is in the process of making this happen. But so far, we get to meet you and speak with you before the fact, which is a real interesting thing. It's kind of like watching history, watching Israel make a stand again. Now, what led you want to try this particular idea and to bring it as far as you have?
Well, this is actually a very interesting story. I had a very strong family ties that led me into this. My mother is the main scientist to develop the technology.
So this is a family enterprise.
This is a family enterprise. And she told me, listen, we finally had a breakthrough. And we have here, something that can help tens of millions of people around the world. So my background is more on the business side. I'm a lawyer. I have an MBA. So I stepped in and I took the technology out of Hadassah Medical Center into Oramed. Oramed was established. And since then, we've been on that path of developing it.
Oramed is a name that I think we'll hear a lot more later because, frankly, when we talk about, and I intentionally call them blessings flowing out of the land of Israel, if you think about the types of advancements that have come out, they are those that literally improve life. It's not just a neat idea. It's not something that you see on late night TV that just exists and makes your life a little easier because you chop onions faster. We're talking about true significant advances, and in this particular case, millions of people around the world suffer from type 2 diabetes, and they have to take very painful insulin shots to deal with that particular condition. Oramed has come to the place of doing something that many people thought was impossible, and you can explain to us why. You've talked about the polypeptides and the reason that that this has been considered an impossibility in the past, but now it appears that Oramed has made this possible.
Yeah, what you're saying is if you would have gone to medical school a few years ago, they would tell you to deliver peptides, which means a small protein orally, is impossible to do. But what we do is we overcome the two obstacles. Because what is the problem if we ask ourselves, why is it that sometimes we have to take an injection? Can't we take it as a pill? The reason is that those injections are usually made out of a peptide, which means a small protein. And if you would swallow it, there's a problem of degradation, and there's a problem of size, and it cannot go through. So what we do is we use this soft shell capsule. We put the special material that help protect from the degradation. We put a special coating in it, and by doing so, we're able to deliver it orally.
Our listeners are hearing about this, probably some of the first in the United States on this level to hear about it. And what I'm hearing is a common trend through all Israel's history. It's that something was impossible, but Israel did it. The founding of that nation literally overnight in 1948 was impossible, and it happened. Winning the Six-Day War was impossible, but it happened. Reviving a dead language that wasn't spoken any longer anywhere on the globe was impossible, but it happened. And now millions of people finding relief from taking injections that they don't want to take is becoming a possibility, and it's such an honor for Liberty Counsel to be able to host you and to be a part of that story with you, to watch Israel blessing the nations.
Oh, thank you. I want to tell you that for me also coming here and seeing such a warm place for Israel in the midst of the United States, it gives me personally a lot of strength, and I'm sure more Israelis would have known about this. It would have given them a lot of strength as well. So the same way we have to send the message of Israel to the communities around the United States, I think Israelis should also know how many dear friends we have out here in America. It will make everyone feel much better.
That media cuts both ways, because the media that Israelis receive about the United States doesn't typically include the fact that there is a tremendous amount of support. Matter of fact, I saw a poll recently. The Gallup company, which is a very respected polling company, found that the United States is still overwhelmingly conservative. Some 40% of the United States self-identifies as conservative, with another 35% self-identifying as moderate, and only about 21% identifying as liberal. Now, why is that important to the discussion of Israel? It's because that a very large portion of those that identify as conservative also understand the relationship with Israel and identify as supporters of the state of Israel. So when the media shows a particular political leader that takes an action that's contrary to the state of Israel, or doesn't treat the state of Israel like a friend, but like an adversary or a pawn in a game, that's not the American people. And in fact, you tend to see that the American people wake up and they fire people that don't represent their interest, and they hire folks that do. So it's important for us as well to get out the message that Israel does have friends and supporters here, and what we can do to develop those relationships is incredible. And again, being a part of watching something as paradigm shifting as an oral system to take insulin is absolutely, I think that will go down as one of the great technological advances that came out of Israel.
Well, thank you. First of all, I invite everybody who wants to follow Oramed. You're welcome to follow Oramed. And
how can we do that? How can we follow Oramed?
Well, the easiest thing is you go into the website oramed.com, and you can sign up on the email list, and every time there is a really interesting piece of news that's coming out, you can get it straight into your mailbox. That's the easiest way.
Now, I know Oramed is still very young, but is it already on the NASDAQ?
It's on the NASDAQ, yeah.
See, that's truly amazing already. Obviously, the idea is people truly understand how earth-shaking this is going to be. As we look, I don't know how, just as a matter of mathematical figures, how anyone could deny, one, that there is a God, and two, that he smiles on the state of Israel when you look at the level of advancement, at the sheer impossible odds that Israel has overcome in so many ways. You've been a part of more than just the business community. As all Israelis, you served in the IDF as well.
Yeah, correct.
I've read the book Startup Nation, that again showed, this is fascinating. It goes right along with what you had said in yesterday's program about adversity leading to innovation. So many of the successful business people in Israel learned some key portion of their trade while serving in the IDF. So having been forced as young people to grow up very, very rapidly, and to defend a nation early winds up being a blessing in the end as you enter. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it's a fascinating thing, because if you would ask any Israeli if he wants to serve in the army, he will tell you no. In an ideal world, I would much rather go to college and start my life like any other kid in the United States, right? Why should I waste time and not start building my own life? Obviously, they do it because they understand the need, and there's absolutely no choice when you live in Israel. But I think what happens is when you end up going through that experience, it has an immediate result of having those kids become mature. Because you take a guy who's 20 years old and he is a commander of a platoon and he has 200 other soldiers he needs to take into a combat, he better be responsible and he better be very mature.
You know, Nadav, I'll never forget going in Hebron to the caves of Machpelah, and as we were approaching, there's security there to help you, and the young lady that was standing there was obviously in her teens, and I thought, wow, what would she be doing in the United States? Well, if you would like to support and learn to support the State of Israel, go to lc.org and learn more. There's also a petition there you can sign to say that you do stand with the State of Israel. If you'll sign that petition, we'll be happy to send you a bumper sticker that'll help you show that you support the State of Israel. You can also find us on lc.org or call us at 1-800-671-1776 to find out more about how you can support the State of Israel. We've been visiting today with Nadav Kidron, and we are blessed to have had him with us.
You have been listening to Faith and Freedom with Liberty Counsel. We hope that we have motivated you to stand up for your faith, family, and freedoms. We can accomplish a lot when we work together. Get informed and get involved today. Sign up for our free monthly newsletter, The Liberator. We will send it out to you free of charge. Stay informed with our Liberty Alert email updates. Just click on the website at www.lc.org or call us at 1-800-671-1776. Tune in next time to learn more about your rights right here on Faith and Freedom.